year. So this is big. It's a fresh new start to the year for us as well. And so we're really excited to kick things off with our friends at Current Wellness. Today, our host will be Britt. Britt, excuse me if I say your last name wrong, but Britt and Nathan of Current Wellness will be our hosts today. So we're really excited to be chatting with them about their new endeavor and this space that they've created. During the tour, although your mics and cameras are muted, we really want you to chime in and be engaged. So if you have any questions, feel free to use the Q&A feature, and we'll try to get those questions answered during the tour or at the end. Be sure to stick around after the tour for a short chair yoga session led by Current Wellness. Thank you for willingness to do that. Also, if you need to log off before the tour is over, know that we record everything and that it'll be on our website by tomorrow, as well as our friends at Current Wellness will be sharing the video as well. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn the tour over to Nathan and Britt to get started.
Awesome. Well, great to see y'all, or at least see your names. And thank you so much for joining. And I would definitely be remiss if first I didn't give a huge thank you to David, and Bill, and Kathleen, Katie, and Eric. Really, that whole crew at Downtown Raleigh Alliance has been super supportive, and we're just so impressed by them and their efforts always, in addition to city staff and folks in the downtown Raleigh business community. So thank you for that.
Hey, Nathan, try speaking a little bit more into the mic so we can hear you a little.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go.
Also turn up my mic just a little bit and definitely break in, if we fade away.
Is that better?
Perfect, actually.
Okay.
Cool. So my name's Nathan Williams, and I'm joined by my partner in everything, Britt Guerin, and we own Current Wellness. So we're at 219 Southeast Street, and we'll say a little bit more about where that is in a minute. But yeah, we're an integrative wellness center, so we do fitness and yoga, but we also do mental health counseling, chiropractic care, massage therapy, and we have a whole slew of practitioners who work with us in a co-working model to provide those services. And then we also have a kitchen behind me, which is our teaching kitchen for food education. And so we add that twist in there as well. Just a tiny bit about us. We're just going to intro ourselves so you know where we're coming from. I'm certainly not like a lifelong fitness practitioner. I definitely am more of an outdoorsy person, do fitness on my own kind of thing. And in addition to co-owning Current Wellness with Britt, I also work at NC State and run the Outdoor Adventures program there and do some moonlighting for local seafood as well. But yeah, my role in this business and this project, after just wrapping up a year-long renovation that we're going to talk about, has largely been on the operations side, in addition to getting the food education going.
Cool. Yeah. And my name is Britt. I have worked in fitness for most of my professional career, and just a few years ago, added on mental health counseling. So I also am a therapist. I specialize in disordered eating, disordered exercise, anxiety, and trauma. And really what I was excited about in creating Current Wellness was integrating physical and mental health, because I think we can all agree there's so much overlap there. And so I teach classes here. I teach the fitness classes. I see clients here currently, mostly telehealth, but also lead the instructor team. So people and programming is kind of my side of the house.
We've got a few slides to show, but then we're going to give you a walkthrough of our space, provided that we're super janky setup that's on like an office chair with wheels, provided that works. So Britt, if you want to go ahead and share the screen, I'm just going to say a little bit about where we are, because for those of you not super familiar with downtown, and specifically the east side of downtown, I just want to give you a sense of where we are. So we're just going to pull up a slide real quick.
Cool.
Sorry, bear with us, y'all. Just 1 second. All right, so. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. So yeah, I mentioned a little bit about us. But if you've ever been on East Street downtown, we're just 2 blocks east of Marsh. And up until a year ago, if you had been walking down East Street, a block north of Transfer Food Hall, you would have seen this fairly nondescript building. So the building we're in used to be a laundromat. At one point, it was like a substance abuse overnight facility. More recently, it was a hot dog stand for anybody who knows of Mr. Oaks and his legendary hot dogs. We've heard about him as a pillar of the Southeast Raleigh community. But yeah, this building is in the Winter Square development. Recently, it was renamed to the Magnolia. And so, yeah, it started off as this kind of blank wall with landscaping. And we opened a lease on this property in 2019. So more recently, you might have seen our banner saying that we were coming soon. Like anything in renovations, we wanted to be open in January of 2020. Thank goodness we did not open then. So we had about a year-long renovation process to open this building. It started with Britt and myself actually doing the interior demolition of the entire space behind me. So there used to be 3 different suites, about 10 offices throughout the suites, and we ripped out everything and about 7 dumpster loads. So we have some pretty sweet hard hat pictures to go with it. I never thought I would be a sledgehammer owner, but now I am. And yeah, our demolition took about 2 months and wrapped up in early 2020 pre-pandemic. And since that time, we worked with Konar Architects on the design for this space, and then with Callahan Construction on the implementation. So that was our design and construction team. And so they took over in April of 2020. And so we just opened our doors on December 4th of 2020. So we went through a very long renovation. So we're going to show you the inside, but I do want to show you what the outside looks like. So if you're walking down East Street, we took out all that landscaping you saw in the earlier picture. We cut a really big hole. I say we didn't, but really it was like the Callahan guys, like 4 of them doing it to cut out this hole and put in a sliding door. And yeah, we made a lot of other improvements to the space. So we're really happy with how it turned out. And so Britt's actually going to walk you through and show you from front to back our movement studio for fitness and yoga. And then I mentioned that we have offices for wellness coaching, counseling, and other practices. But yeah, that's like an overview of where we've been with construction.
Awesome. Maybe we'll do the movement studio last. We'll swing around. So I'm standing in our kitchen. We chose to, oh, you're going opposite. That's confusing me. We chose to have this in the center of the space because yes, you can come here and take a class. Yes, you can come here and set up an appointment with one of our practitioners. But we really wanted it to be about, we really wanted it to be a community space. And so we believe one of the things that bring people together is food. So what you're looking at, the center is Reclaimed Barnwood. Raleigh Reclaimed, a really amazing local company. installed this, created this. So we're super happy with it. One of our favorite small details that we show everyone are our pop-up sockets for outlets. So those are kind of fun. If you come by, you can push it and watch it come up. But yeah, we've got an induction oven, stove, dishwasher, all the amenities that Nathan is really excited to do some cooking classes here. This Friday, actually, we have a private event for a birthday party. We are hosting an oyster class, an oyster shucking class. And so, yeah, private events, cooking classes, as I mentioned, but also it's really not just about Nathan and I, right? As I mentioned, we're a community space. So we also want to invite guest cooks, chefs in to, show them what they're all about and highlight their specialties. So we'll keep moving this way. We've got our fridge full of all the supplies for our private party, but we also sell like kombucha and waters and things like that. And so as we're moving through this space, you'll see a lot of different dividers. So we can close off the waiting room. I'm standing in the waiting room right now. We can close it off from the kitchen just by sliding this curtain across to give patients, clients some more privacy. Or again, we can open it up to make it more about that community space. And so if you do come here for an appointment, you'll enter this door, kind of hang out and wait for your provider to come get you. Can you show them the ceiling, Nathan?
Oh yeah, so if we look up, sorry if this is headache inducing or anything, we've got a couple of different sustainability features, but this is actually sheep's wool. So from sheep from New Zealand, it's a sustainable form of insulation, both for HVAC, like heat and cool, but also for sound. So we're really, really happy with that. And we love that it gives it kind of a barn look.
Yeah, a cozy vibe. So we're heading towards the back of the space, which another intentional design feature, as you move towards the back of the space, it's more of those private spaces. One quick fun detail, we have a water theme here at the Current Wellness, Current of Water. So all of our rooms are named a water theme. So this is the basin. And it could be one day post-COVID, like a small group space, but right now I'm just using it for telehealth or appointments. So yeah, it's a private space. As we keep coming this way, we've got a little coffee nook for our clients and 5 office spaces back this way. So this is another highlight of tours, typically massage space. This is our estuary room. So it's got a nice relaxing vibe. And we've got 2 massage therapists who see clients currently. This is the Delta, another consultation room, counseling room. So as Nathan mentioned, we have therapists, both music and art. We have a dietitian. Myself, I'm seeing clients and one day, one-on-one in person. The chair, before we show you, this is like serious inside scoop. It's supposed to look exactly like what you just saw, the Delta. So it's basically a mirror image. But right now, we have our doors, our barn doors that just came in a few days ago, and they will be placed in between our kitchen and our movement studio. So it can close off the space or open up the space. And so these are the doors. There's 3 panels. As you can see, we're playing with the brand color, this rustic teal wash made by Rustica.
And if anybody's curious, each of these doors is 4.5 feet wide by 8 feet high. So they're laying on their side, and they're each about 120 pounds. And I know that because I helped our crew from Callahan Construction carry them in from the parking lot a couple of days ago when they came in.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to having them back on Monday to install them. So that's a little sneak peek. This is our salt marsh room. So in addition to the other providers, we also have a physical therapist and a chiropractor, and some personal trainers who might do some one-on-one movement. So again, I mentioned those dividers. We're trying to do a lot with this space because we believe in that integration of services. So one-on-one movement space, or we've got a table that can be slid out for our chiropractor and our physical therapist. So yeah, and the floor matches our movement studio, which you'll see momentarily. Cool. In the other room to our left is the Confluence Room. And so Nathan mentioned that co-working model. So underneath our small business, all of our providers are their own small business. So they are all operating as their own, but within kind of our mission, vision, values, and network. So we do lots of cross referrals, cross marketing, cross promotion to really, help support their businesses as well. So if they are renting space to see their clients one-on-one, they can use this space 24/7, which is really nice just to get out of the house, print something off, use the resources that we have here. Yeah. All right. And we'll keep going down, back, moving towards the movement studio. So just some kind of behind the scenes. We've got a vanity area to get ready after a workout. We've got 2 private bathrooms, all gender restrooms. We joke, they're not really named this, but this is our Oyster Bathroom because it's got an oyster photo. Do you want me to move this? Okay. This is our blue crab bathroom because it has a blue crab. As you can tell, again, we went real hard on the water theme. Cool. We've got a couple shower rooms. So not only can folks shower after a fitness class, but also if our providers want to get in a workout before work, then they've got a shower. And we are heading into the movement studio to finish off the tour. So we are back. These are also barn doors. We believe that mirrors can be helpful and sometimes they can be distracting in movement classes and yoga classes. So the nice thing about these is we have, again, more curtains so you can cover up the mirrors or you can expose them. What I love about this is there's a curtain on both sides, so I can cover up half of the mirrors and just say, hey, pick a spot. If you want mirrors, go to the back of the space. If you don't want mirrors, go to the front of the space. And then behind these mirrors, behind door number 2, is our fitness equipment. So we call it a movement studio because it's not just fitness. We do offer fitness classes, so strength training, interval training, and functional movement classes. But we also offer yoga and dance fitness classes, which are super fun.
So Britt, you want to fill in some of the technology that goes into this room as well?
Yeah.
Part of our COVID pivots?
Yes, absolutely. So you mean like music and lights? Yeah. Yeah. So behind this closet is we call it the Instructor Closet. There's also yoga equipment back here. But it's all of our sound. So we've got 6 pendant speakers that Nathan hung. It just provides a really good experience where, how'd you describe it, Nathan? You kind of feel like you're in this vortex.
Yeah, we wanted to create something that was really immersive. So in addition to having speakers and the LCD projector option. And we also installed smart bulbs as well. So for anybody who comes to one of our immerse dance fitness classes, yeah, you can experience the disco mode smart bulbs. So they change colors and pulse to the music and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I can get that going to show one of the ambiances. And yeah, while that's going, there you go. You see them changing colors. This is, I have no idea why it's called chilled beans, but I don't know, it's purple and blue and teal, but it's a popular ambiance for our immerse dance classes. But also, if you flip back towards the projector, we installed a projector and a screen so that all of our classes can be simultaneously viewed via live stream. So sometimes when I'm teaching classes, I might have 3 people in person and then 5 people online. They're doing that from their home, and I can see them on this screen, so I can kind of help coach them, guide them, provide them some form correction or that sort of thing. Obviously, because of COVID, we are only at 30% capacity and masks are required. So super small class size. And again, that online feature is really, really nice.
Cool. So that just about wraps up the tour. And so we would love to take a minute for questions, and then Britt's going to, give just a short stretch break yoga session kind of thing. But yeah, does anybody have questions?
I do.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you for leading us through this space. It seems like you all are really intentional with all of its features and amenities, and also, the different services that you offer. So I'm personally excited to come over and see the space. I live right across the street, so I have no excuse to not utilize your services.
Waved to each other during our
Yeah.
Zoom meeting. Like we waved to each other in person from across the street. It was awesome.
It was the best. But I wanted to start by asking, what inspired you all to create this space, this studio with all these different amenities?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. And I think for me, I mentioned a little bit about my background and not really feeling like welcome in fitness spaces. I think there's a lot tied to access and equity and race and gender that goes into people who are quote unquote welcome into wellness. I think it's often been a space sort of like taken over by, kind of people that look like Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Or have, or white women of means. And so I think we really wanted to create a space both that broke down some of those barriers by accessibility. So we advocate health at every size. So we don't do like weight loss and other things that scare people away. But also, like I mentioned, for me, like I get a lot of wellness from biking to work, or at least I used to pre-COVID. But also like I get really inspired by food and experiences and community. And so I think we were really looking for a space that wasn't just a fitness studio, and that wasn't like somewhere where people would go to engage in like healthy eating or calorie counting. And for us, we really didn't see any spaces like that. And then also I think it comes back to Britt's background as well. She worked professionally in fitness and has integrated mental health counseling into that. And, wellness is just so many different facets. You can't focus on just one element of wellness. And so we were looking for a space that would meet all of the elements of wellness, or as many as we could meet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll just add one thing. Obviously, we take confidentiality very seriously, especially for mental health therapy. But one of the things that I love about seeing people in this space is the conversations that they're having. Having a space that offers counseling and offers fitness and yoga just creates this really organic communication or conversation starter where, yeah, they're talking about they go to therapy, and it reduces stigma so that people, they might overhear that conversation and think, oh, I'm not alone, right? Or it's okay to reach out for help. So that's another thing that kind of inspired the overlapping of services.
Excellent. Thanks for answering that one. I wanted to briefly ask you all about, 2020 was a difficult year for everyone, especially our small business community. So can you just briefly touch on, how you all pivoted in 2020 to stay afloat in some of the things and outdoor classes that you hosted?
Yeah. I'll describe some of that, but also if Britt wants to skip ahead a slide in our slideshow, I did have a couple of pictures of our outdoor classes just to give you all an idea of what that looked like for us. Because really, we initially were thinking, we'll open this wellness center when we're done with this renovation, and that's when day one will be. And honestly, COVID, in this ironic way, presented this opportunity to fill a void. In March and April, studios were still figuring out how to do the outdoor thing and the online streaming thing. And so really, we kind of jumped into that sooner than we would have otherwise. But I think for us, the outdoor fitness and pivoting during COVID really became this thing about community and really about Raleigh than about like working out outside. And that's what we were doing. But I think a lot of the point for us was that, we were able to be hosted in spaces like Marsh Square and Union Station and Transfer Food Hall, and bring people back to these spaces that they missed, and do it in this socially distanced way where people were also moving and getting active and seeing people again, albeit from 6 to 10 feet away. So that was a lot of the pivot for us with COVID. And then also, unfortunately, I don't have pictures of our living room that turned into a live stream fitness studio. But yeah, for a while, Britt was teaching there in our living room once a day. So Britt, do you have a picture or two up? Were you able to?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Does that answer that question, David?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. That also leads me to the next question. Do you, in 2021, will you continue doing and hosting outdoor workouts? And also, I believe you have an outdoor space at your location. Am I wrong?
Yeah, so great question, because I think, a lot of people, I think, realized this when they were forced to go outside to do stuff. But I think for us, once we saw that dynamic of doing outdoor classes, and also once we had invested in the gear, and fortunately we were lucky enough to receive a COVID pivot grant through DRA, and so once we had sort of established that and saw how cool it was to do outdoor workouts, we're definitely planning that, and not just because like the vaccine seems like a hot mess so far, and hopefully we'll get better and faster. But even, when we've thought about if things are all back to normal tomorrow, we'll still be in Marsh Square come March. We're actually still doing one class a week in Marsh Square on Saturday mornings, because there are people who obviously don't want to be inside yet.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other cool thing that we learned is that people, for a lot of people, it's very convenient to work out from home. So, before the live stream and before the on-demand idea that is so mainstream now, it would be like, oh crap, I can't make it, I have to cancel, or traffic, I have to cancel. It's like, no, now you just switch to online and you can still do it from home. So we've seen a lot of our members really like that hybrid. I can come in person when it works for my schedule, and I also have the availability or the flexibility to do it from home. So that's the kind of cool outcome of that.
Excellent.
Was that a two-parter, David? What was the second question you asked?
Oh, it was about the outdoor space at
Oh, right.
studio.
Yeah, so we do have a small courtyard behind our space, and yeah, we will be doing some yoga and other special event type classes back there as well.
Excellent. I want to take it back to talking about your construction process, because I mean, I'm sure some of us watching this at home, to hear that you all did the demo yourself in 2 months, like, round of applause for these folks. But could you just talk about, one of those major hurdles that you had to overcome with the construction of the space?
Yeah, well, you know how sometimes there are things in life that you wouldn't do again if you knew how hard they would be initially? Does that make sense? Um, so, yeah, I think, for us, I think we were pretty naive going into the process, and we actually, we also got married through this process as well in October of 2020.
2019.
2019, thank you. Yeah, so we did this design with an architect. We had the lease on the building, and we were like, oh, once we get the permits from the city, no offense to Kirk and Whit, but like that'll be the time, that'll be the long process, that'll be the slow part, and then like construction will just take a few months. So little did we know that especially, with a little bit with COVID, but also when you're engaging different companies with subcontractors. And then most of our funding for this project was through a small business administration loan. And so at each step of the way, we needed various approvals to get people paid and to keep people moving. And so I think that, for me, kind of the hurdles were more throughout the process than one specific thing. Mm-hmm. It started pretty early though, when the first thing that the contractors did was they had to cut trenches for plumbing. And like the very first day of that process, they hit water and realized that like, basically we're kind of in a hole in our building. And so it was all muddy. And so the first day of construction, we had like a week delay added to our schedule. And that was a really tough day. And there was also like 4 inches of rain. But I don't know if it comes down to a different hurdle for you.
Well, and then it just, I think at that point we were maybe like, oh, I think this is just going to keep happening. I think we're just going to have to get used to these hurdles, and that's how construction goes. And it's weird because I think when I hear about other people talking about construction, I very much know, oh, there's always delays. But when you're in it and you just want it to be open so badly, you're like, nah, it'll totally be 2 months. And then 8 months later. But now that we know, Nathan likes to say we just paid for a very expensive tuition. Like we learned a lot. So that was a good thing.
I got like second master's degrees in construction management or general contractor management, project management, something or other.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering that. And so doing some research about Current Wellness and looking on your website, I saw that you guys have a Pay It Forward Wellness Fund. Could you briefly touch on that and what that is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Nathan was mentioning about accessibility, and oftentimes fitness and wellness can be very expensive, even therapy, right? Especially if the person you find doesn't take your insurance, or maybe you're uninsured. So we definitely were mindful of, going into Southeast Raleigh. We're downtown is across the street from us. So we're technically in the Southeast Raleigh neighborhood, being an area of gentrification and not wanting to be a business where people couldn't access us. And so that's where we came up with the Pay It Forward Fund. And essentially, we are a for-profit small business, so we're not non-for-profit. So people can essentially pay into that, and 100% of that goes to offset sliding scale services. So I have a percentage of my caseload, just as one example, where it's sliding scale, so people aren't paying the full rate. But we can also give, some free or low cost fitness and yoga classes to folks who couldn't otherwise afford it and can really benefit from it. So you can both pay into it, but also apply to receive support.
Excellent. Thank you for telling us some more information on that. I'll make this the last question, and it'll be two parts. The first is, how does one get signed up for membership at Current Wellness? And then the second question is, are you still hosting open houses on Saturdays?
You want to take that?
Yeah, so I'll answer your second question first. Definitely stop by on Saturdays from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. One thing we didn't talk about is that with my food obsession, and Whit knows this, that I love creating like special drinks for after classes on the weekends and also after our run club. We host the East Street Run Club here, both on Wednesday nights and Thursday at noon. But after those events, I'll make like a mocktail or like a whole fruit smoothie. Or this January, we've been experimenting with alcohol-free spirits. So imagine like a Topo Chico sparkling water-based non-alcoholic margarita. And so anyway, all that's by way of saying that on Saturdays from 2 to 6, we both have an open house, and we also have a wellness shop that Britt curates. But then also, like, I'll serve a special drink or a snack, or sometimes both of those. So we definitely want people to stop by whenever you're in the neighborhood. And then for signing up for classes, you can do that right at our website at currentwellnessraleigh.com, or else if you download the MindBody app. Like a lot of folks who have taken fitness and yoga classes are familiar with that one. And yeah, we kind of, I think, pride ourselves on having a lot of different membership levels, especially during COVID. So we've got like an online live streaming only membership, and then we have like a yoga only, and then we have all the classes you want membership. But then we also have like just 4 classes a month for folks who want to keep it more affordable and don't want to go to the gym every day or go to a studio every day. So yeah, we try to have a lot of points of entry, both for signing up and for creating a more accessible experience.
And I guess I missed the wellness shop in our tour, so that's another reason to come by on Saturday.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of like local Raleigh wellness products, in addition to some like fitness gear and athleisure stuff. So yeah, we've reached out to a local candle maker and have some of her candles that we carry. And then also some CBD that's made locally here in Raleigh, and body oils as well that are made here. So definitely fun to stop by and just check it out and say hi.
Excellent. Well, before I turn things over to Britt for the yoga session, I just want to say thank you to our amazing hosts and for opening your space to all of us and showing it off and, finding a way to move this camera about your space. So we really appreciate
We'll show you the behind the scenes.
All right. Also for folks, Britt's gonna get set up for our stretch. But yeah, for folks who are like, yoga, like that's not my deal, I need to go back to work or back to the couch, wherever you are. Yeah, it's going to be like a kind of chair yoga, accessible yoga. Like we're not going to be doing any headstands as part of this. So I would love it if you stick around, but if you have to go, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get behind the camera and Britt's going to transition to that.
Yeah.
And Britt, while you're doing that, I'll just take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsors for continuing this program. We're really looking forward to always hosting these every month. And, in 2021, we're going to base it on science, but try to do some more self-guided tours in the future to keep things interesting. But thank you again to our Discover Downtown sponsors for keeping this program going. And then please stay connected and support Downtown Raleigh. You can do this in multiple ways, such as following Downtown Raleigh Alliance on social media channels such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also sign up for our weekly newsletter on our website. That'll keep you up to date on everything downtown related. And we actually just launched a storefront business newsletter that just goes to our small business owners. So if you are a small business owner in downtown, please get signed up for that list so that you can stay in the loop on everything. And then also on our website, we have 2 different blogs that highlight businesses with outdoor heaters, because we know it's cold right now, but we still would love to have you come down and safely support our businesses. And then we also have a list of businesses with to-go cocktails. So please take a look, go to our website, downtownraleigh.org, to check those 2 blogs out and support downtown Raleigh businesses. And with that, I will turn things over to Britt. Again, thank you for joining us today. And if you want to see this video again, it'll be on our website by tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and turn everything over to Britt.
Awesome. Thanks, David. So as you can see, I'm in our kitchen, which means that you can be anywhere, right? It doesn't have to be any sort of chair. Wherever you are, just kind of lean back into your chair. I'm going to coach you through a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of stretch, and then we'll be on our way. So the first thing I want you to do is either gaze downward or close your eyes. Either is just fine. I just don't want you to be distracted by the screen. And the next thing I want you to do is just feel into your feet. So start to bring your awareness there to kind of sense into your feet and notice what they're connected to, or if they're kind of floating in the air. Maybe even wiggle your toes. So paying attention to our body and different body parts is a really powerful way to get grounded, which can be especially helpful when we are stressed out. So the next thing I want you to notice is where your arms and your hands are resting. So kind of just sense into that, maybe even wiggle your fingers, maybe roll your shoulders back and down to allow your arms to feel a little bit more relaxed and heavy. And then just start to notice your breath. Maybe inhaling through the nose and then exhaling either through the nose or the mouth. And as you are paying attention to your breath, I want you to think about lengthening your spine as you inhale and softening your shoulders as you exhale. So inhaling, sitting up tall, rooting down from your hips, reaching up through the crown of your head. Good. And then as you exhale, soften your shoulders. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen, creating space in your spine. Exhale, soften and sink. Really good. Let's add a little bit of movement. So drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. I know I carry a lot of tension in my neck and shoulder area, so this is always a go-to for me. And then start to take your nose down towards your shoulder. And then roll your chin towards your chest to switch to the other side. Ear towards your shoulder, feeling that lengthening through the side of your neck, and then nose down towards your shoulder. And then just some organic movement. So that means you don't have to be doing what I'm doing, but maybe you know where you want to hold the stretch, or you want to kind of roll side to side. Just kind of notice the stretch across your neck. Good. One more wherever you are. And then lifting your head back up in your neutral position. Awesome. We're going to take our arms forward, maybe interlace your fingers, and then kind of just sink back into your shoulder blades. So spreading your shoulder blades apart. Maybe you tuck your chin towards your chest, and then we'll do the opposite. Thumbs up, open as you pull your hands back. Good. And do that again. Reach forward like you're hugging or holding a beach ball, and then open up, thumbs up. Feel that stretch across the front of your shoulders and your chest. Let's do that one more time. Sink back and open up. So these are things that you can do throughout the day, which is really nice. Roll your shoulders back and down. All right, we're going to come into a twist. So I want you to take your left hand to your right thigh or right knee, wherever you can reach, and then take your other arm, your right arm, and reach back behind you. Maybe your gaze follows and you're looking back towards your right hand. So you're coming into a nice twist, and then you're going to switch sides. Right hand across towards the left knee. Left arm opens up. Maybe your gaze follows. You're looking back towards your left hand. Good. Let's take that one more time each way at your own pace. So when we're sitting, we're not rotating usually, unless you're in a funky seated position. So this is really good for our organs, our spine, to try to prevent that tightness and stiffness that we may feel. Good. All right, let's do one more thing. So you're going to take your left forearm and kind of rest it on your left leg, your left thigh. And you're going to kind of lean to the side and reach your right arm up and over. So now you're feeling a nice stretch through your side body. Maybe you gaze upward. Good. And let's switch sides. Right hand, right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm reaches up. Nice side body stretch. And let's do that one more time each side. Again, we usually aren't moving side to side when we're seated. Our body moves in all different planes of motion. So this is really good to prevent that stiffness, tightness, just to get the blood flowing. It can also help with just getting some energy going. If you're feeling kind of a energy crash in the afternoon, a little bit of movement can really help with that. So that was your chair yoga / stretch break. I'm happy to answer any questions if y'all would like. Otherwise, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Britt. I know I enjoyed that. So thank you. And
Good.
thanks, Nathan, as well.
Yeah, thank you all. Yeah, thanks for being here. And thanks again, David, for setting this up.
Yes, thank you, David.
Happy to do it. Everyone have a good day. Stay safe, and we'll see you at our next Discover Downtown tour next month. Have a good one.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Bye.
Sounds good. Bye, y'all.